And so I was the designated cook. You had a book that had your name on it and the name of this grocery store. And it was always neighborhood, not supermarket, grocery store. So you did buy daily or leftovers. And you didn't have a refrigerator. You had what they called an ice box. And that put a chunk of ice in there. An ice man delivered by a sign in the window. And that dripped, as it dripped down, that was in a little section, and this was cold. And I would go every day or every other day. I was never told what to buy. I just bought whatever was easy. And I was home from high school early, maybe 3 o'clock, and I would go with this Betty phone, and we would go to the store, and we would buy cupcakes and candy and soda, and all of a sudden I ballooned. I got fat. She didn't get fat because she was already fat. And so she loved hanging out with me because my mother never checked what I bought. He didn't itemize everything. This was the bill. He didn't have a car. Everything was within walking distance. So did I cook good? No. Did I know how to cook? No. I knew how to make mashed potatoes. I knew how to make fried potatoes. I knew how to do rice. I knew how to make pork chops because you fried them. I didn't make soups. I didn't make roast beef. I didn't make good food. But I always had this book, so I would always be able to go. And it was like money in the bank. It was like, oh,
Free snacks.
feel like having candy? Let's go and store my mother's book. So I gained a lot of weight. And that was a transition into Catholic high school. So you had to be measured. You had to go downtown. Went downtown with my mother. Could only get uniforms on one spot. I was in 18. And I was fat. It didn't even bother me. And my mother had been saying, you were getting chubby, never realizing there was all this junk food of this book that I had. And by then, I was in high school, and between not being around the house and meeting your father and going roller skating and running around, I never heard of a diet. I lost weight. And I went back my sophomore year, and my best friend, Joan Duff, said she thought I had contracted a serious disease. And I said, why? She said, look at you. I had to take the uniform. You certainly couldn't go out and buy another uniform. And I had to do this and double it over and take the belt and move the buttons. And that is how I tightened in the uniform. It was that big. Yeah, I lost a lot of weight.